like to up-tempo this game, obviously, and we're going to see a lot of full-court pressure. Missouri, pretty simple. Man-to-man, get the ball inside to Doug Smith. Trap is controlled by Missouri. Warren looking inside. Smith, baseline turnaround, and Missouri's on the board.
Fracture in his knee.
Smith comes up shooting again. Good rebound by Crudup underneath, and he lays it up and in.
Hello.
Hello there.
God, they missed him. There he is again.
Got him this time for 2.
Oh, let's throw it inside and get high percentage shots. Coleman inside the Crudup. And he finishes nicely with a nice.
Goes out. So Duncan and Carter now the backcourt for Rutgers. Lumpkin Savage's 3rd point of the night.
Doug Smith turned down the throws. He was probably, certainly
it away. Carter will win the race. Down the middle, rejection by Heller, who got Crudup on the wing, trying to power it up, and Weiler stuffed him. He got it back and laid it in.
The young fella is the man. Here we see Weiler with his 3rd offensive rebound, unable.
See, we talked about the guard story for Missouri, and as you can see what they lost, Peeler, 17 a game, Coward, a great playmaker, 11 a game, McIntyre, the pure shooter, 10. That's a lot of points to lose by.
Could score.
Crudup was ahead of the field, takes it on Weiler, counting the foul.
You love the pressure. Smith over the top to Coleman. Now Crudup straight to the rack. Weiler late getting there. Nice finish by the young fella. But it also gives these guys an opportunity to shine in the spotlight.
Last season against the Cincinnati Bearcats. Crudup right back. He's got 11 at the Frazier. Over to Booker. Got some room. Knocks it down.
Advertised here. Nice little pull-up J. He's also done his work in the.
Just 4 on Missouri. Doug Smith's great numbers last year.
Here in the first half.
Booker's little leaner goes down.
Oh, nice contest shot through some contact.
Crudup. More. The back move by Booker up quickly to Smith. Pull up Doug Smith, and he knocks it down. It's a 2-point game.
Well, on
the baseline, tries to turn around, got it back, and put it in.
He doesn't let.
Booker throws up a 3.
How about these young guys from right now?
I think you were right. I'm not sure they did. Pull up Smith. It won't go down, and Missouri, trailing for most of the first half, comes back in the final 5 or 6 minutes to take a 1-point lead. 33-32. Mizzou Stewart goes with 3 freshmen. Crudup. Yes, sir.
Didn't look real pretty, but the
offense comes to Smith. Doug puts it on the floor. Power move for 2.
That's what the pro scouts love.
Smith and Crudup, to this point, have combined for.
Things have stagnated a little for both teams.
Missouri's only scored 9 points. That's the 10th point Missouri has scored here in the second half. 7:39 to go in the game. 45-43. Rutgers on top by once each half. Sits back in.
Man, so far this season, 5 boards though.
Gets his club back to 2. Doug Smith, good bounce pass. Crudup for 2 more. 18.
To peel his absence as these young players get an opportunity to grow.
Crudup got a real gift right there. 21 now for the freshman, and we are tied at 49. Smith, good dish that time, and Doug Smith.
Won't know that until later on tonight.
Doug Smith.
Duncan had bone spurs removed from his ankle this summer and is playing with a little extra weight as a result of having to be laid up in his sea of red. one of two his last trip. There you see those red sweaters and shirts and waving arms.
57. Frazier leans in, gets two.
Reminded me earlier. 0 for 4 last year on the two.
Frazier buries a three. And now Norm Stewart does want a timeout. Frazier again picked off by Hughes underneath. And the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers have opened their season with an upset of nationally ranked Missouri. Clark Kellogg, I'm Mike Gorman. Let's send it back right now to Bill Patrick. Bill?
It was early December 1990, and Mizzou hosted Oregon in an intriguing non-conference matchup at the Hearn Center. Tiger Hoops was all about Doug Smith back then, and the multi-talented All-American flashed each of his skills, scoring 20 of Mizzou's first 26 points.
Booker to Smith. That's the Tigers of old right there. Booker shooting for three. Doug Smith on the rebound and the follow. Nice move, double pumped it there. As we get back to live action, Smith on the shot. Well, he can do it all. He can take you inside, he can work on the blocks, or he can take you outside and pump the shot from the 15 to 18-foot mark. But along the baseline, an opening for Lucas, the ball's knocked free. Smith goes for it, keeps it alive. A 3-on-1 for Missouri behind the back dribble. Oh, and the finger roll. Is that big time or is that big time?
But the Ducks had their own All-American, and future NBA All-Star Terrell Brandon scored 18 points in the first half to give Oregon the lead.
Brandon has 10 points in the first half, and Oregon goes up by one, 18-17.
But a freshman from Moss Point, Mississippi, who would eventually grow into the best player in the Big 8 4 years later, lit a fire for the Tigers.
Reggie Smith out to Booker. This is a three-try. Giving the Tigers a 32-31 lead at halftime over Oregon. Mixon misses on the three-try. Here comes Booker weaving through traffic. He shoots for two. Elvin Booker has 8.
With Doug Smith held to just one field goal in the second half, others continued to step up for Mizzou.
Here's Jamal Coleman. Doug Smith. Jamal Coleman. Again, unselfish play like that. Did not follow a shot, but does get the ball back. Swatted away, rejected by Doug Smith. Here comes Booker for the Tigers. All the way in for the layup. Here's Heller moving in strong. Oh. Here's Heller on the drive. Oh.
Norm Stewart's Tigers fought off the Ducks for a hard-earned victory over Oregon, 65-58. Presented by
Time-honored tradition at Missouri, the Antlers, a tradition that began with Saturday Night Live in 1976. And they're one of the reasons why Missouri is 34-0 at the Hearn Center. Their last loss coming to the eventual national champion Kansas Jayhawks in February of '88. We welcome you to Saturday Night Live as tonight the Arkansas Razorbacks come in to take on the Missouri Tigers on ESPN. It's about the trouble that they experienced with the NCAA. Travis Ford made an exit. He transferred to Kentucky, and the
tonight 10 points a game, 4+ assists per game, but he's going to face pressure and heat that you cannot practice for. The key for Missouri.
We highlight obviously the All-American Doug Smith twice. The Big 8 Player of the Year. And Paul Sternberger out of the Southwest Conference. The opening tap is controlled.
Game of college basketball.
Devon Crudup. Smith to Warren. Lining up right there at the three-point line. Good dump down to Crudup. For Missouri. Booker.
Maybe in Columbia.
Good move to Coleman. Jamal Cole by Smith. Crudup. The iron was kind for Javon Crudup.
So they can get numbers if they get out.
Doug Smith. There he is. That's why you keep him in.
That's as good a reason.
Wholesale substitutions throughout. Smith finds Warren. Smith wants the ball down on the low post.
Nice recognition.
Reggie Smith to Doug Smith to Booker. Program hit with probation for 2 years, out of the NCAA tournament this year and this year alone with recruiting. Smith carves up the press and finds Booker again.
How about the decision and the control, the patience? And Reggie Smith, he pushes it to Booker. Now you attack for the score. 3-on-2. Excellent pull-up jump shot by Melvin Booker. That was Missouri getting fewer shots. Part of that is because of the turnovers, but they're hitting them at a better percentage than Arkansas.
Yes, and it counts. The foul on the Big O.
As a shot blocker, he wants to get a piece of it. Warren gets the good position. That's where Miller makes the mistake, allowing him inside so easily. Then the ball fake. Miller joins the paratroop.
He'll have to be more than just a complimentary offensive player. Kansas and Kentucky seen earlier tonight on ESPN. It's been a big day in college basketball. Got to look at them in the ACC Big East Challenge. You talk about some against the zone. Lamont Frazier, number 22, into the game, finding Crudup. That's a two-pointer.
If they didn't get down here and shoot a little bit, contributing to their cold perimeter shooting so far. A good move here. Crudup with 2 fouls. You would hate to have both of you starting forward.
Booker. Horton with the tip. And Jamal Coleman. Booker feeds Coleman. There's Horton.
The heat is back on.
A frenzied pace at the end of the half. You better get back on defense because here comes Mayday. They will count it. Don't celebrate a score because I'm coming right up. Jeff Warren played extraordinarily well in the first half with 10 points. Javon out the second half. Warren, he has a dozen.
Getting inside. People are moving. There's good floor spacing between players.
And Crudup for Scott. He's very proud of that foul. He's also proud of Doug Smith. To the way.
Well, it takes away another one of their ball handlers.
Horton just into the game. Daniel and company is Southwest. Horton high low to Crudup.
Boy, I love the way.
An 11-2 run for our.
But when you do, it's up to you. Same here. I think you've almost got to get Doug Smith back in. Maybe.
The back iron, and Reggie Smith will motor a 4-on-1. Coleman.
Been able to convert it. Rush the shot a little bit.
Coleman for 3. Here comes the antler.
To talk to, enjoys what he's doing immensely. And he got his club.
The well-documented colon cancer problem that he's gone.
Arkansas.
The dump down inside. Chris Heller with his first hoop. They get into the local media in Arkansas. Look at Warren, right where you'd want him to be. 18, and all of them inside the lane area. Well, he's not a point guard. He's no Magic Johnson, but he's 6'8", and he can handle it, and he can shoot well from the perimeter. Doug, 5 and counting. Doug Smith follows. We'll touch on that a bit further as we progress. Jeff Warren has 20 in the game. How about that win against Michigan State for Jimmy Larinaga and Bowling Green? That team's a keeper. And Smith over Miller.
Well, knuckle larger than mine. My hands are fairly large.
Document the fact that Doug Smith has been loyal to this institution. It would have been very easy for him to leave knowing Coleman's shot won't go. Booker kept it alive, and then it's knocked home by Chris Heller. To refocus, they'll start talking to the media after this one. Doug Smith gets one last opportunity, but they'll wait position under the century mark. The Arkansas Razorbacks are number 2 with a bullet. They will get scary. Clark Kellogg on zero.
Head coach Norm Stewart of the Tigers. There's Stan Albeck, and Stan doesn't have the curly hair anymore. I hardly knew him when I walked in the building. Trying to get back to the 500 mark. They come into this one 2-3. Santos Houston for Bradley and Doug Smith for Missouri. There's Javon Crudup and Jamal Coleman.
Zone against UTEP the other night and talked to their people. It wasn't very effective.
Doug Smith on the board for Missouri, and the Tigers are out to it to apply much full court pressure. Most of the Braves need to come back in a game.
It's right here, not really hard pressure. Trying to take some time off the clock.
That's Javon Crudup. He's out on the Missouri Tigers.
9, which ties his career high from last year.
Coleman, and he got that even though Bastock came up to slightly. Doug Smith had 21 points and 10 rebounds last season against Bradley.
He scored. Of course, Chivas, Stepanovic, and Sunvol.
2 free throws for Doug.
Really pleased with this young freshman, James Hamilton. 6'7", 200 pounds out of Michigan.
Boy, that was pretty, Gary. Getting set, Doug Smith gunned down.
To lay off, and then when he penetrates, you pick him up, he'll dish it off. He's their leading assist man.
Wow, what a strong move by Jeff Warren for his.
Hit that shot on you instead of putting Coleman to the line, because most offensive players now, when
the free throw goes for Coleman, he's 2 for 2, and the Tigers are
figures already with 10.
Inside Crudup, and he got the kind roll. Crudup has 4 points. Booker and Smith play outside. Reggie Smith at a guard. Doug Smith on the inside. Booker shoots a 2. This is Booker, and that's a shot for 2. Trying to do everything. That's Crudup. On the inside, Heller with the putback.
He has been on the offensive boards all year long.
Doug Smith on the basket. Reggie Smith with the assist, and Doug has it.
I think Missouri more against his zone. You got to move it. Let the shots open up instead of hunting for them yourself.
Well, there's one, Gary. 6 points now for Crudup. Here's Jim Horton in for Missouri. 6'10", 243 pounds, a junior from Columbia. Horton is in for 5 Missouri.
Bailey penetrate right here in the left hand. He really puts the ball up high, and then no doubt about it, Heller takes it right out of there.
Hi, Heller. Here comes Doug Smith. Basket and 1 for Doug Smith. A bad pass is first.
You see a kick out right here. Good pass ahead. Allows him to beat the defensive man, and then just a touch foul. If you're going to go after him, you want to go after
Troy. Misses the first Tiger free throw. There's Horton for the putback.
Nice job rebounding, getting inside.
Lead 30-25. Smith sealed off nicely on Bastock. Doug Smith stops and pops. Count it.
Reggie Smith, good look ahead to Doug Smith. Had the lane violation too, and that particular time he made the free throw.
So Horton is 3 from early 60s. Long rebound out to Missouri's Coleman. Here comes Doug Smith. What a play! Doug Smith scores and has 14 points. Cut 35-27, and we'll be right back. This is the Mizzou Sports.
You won't want to miss a game. Schedule today. You won't want to miss a game.
You want to see a big-time play, folks? Here it comes from Doug Smith of the Missouri Tigers, number 34.
Right there is where he stepped behind, let the defense slide.
Heller has come in. Horton has played well. This is Heller stepping up, finding Doug Smith. Fakes Bastock off his feet and scores.
Boy, I thought Heller missed him right there.
By Heller. Here comes Reggie Smith from Missouri, and on White to Doug Smith.
Now that's a creator on the break. You can see Smith all the way. He takes a strong
on the other end for Mizzou, along with Frazier.
That's a good point, John. Aggressiveness out of the zone. So many times players get the zone, they think they're going to rest and relax. You've got to be as back, one man back.
Now Frazier steps up. His first shot, it won't go. Heller can't get the tip, and time runs out.
Boy, they had 2 cracks at it. Good shot and had a good tip.
After the first half of play in Peoria, Illinois, the Tigers lead the Bradley Braves 41-33. Smith, the man at the free throw line, shooting 2 shots on the technical. Doug is out of 4 from the free throw line now, 19 points. Hamilton.
Good pass.
Doug Smith's open.
It turns out to be a 4-point play.
Points. Crudup with a nice catch, even though Hamilton got a hand on the ball. Crudup can't score. Heller does.
Good job by Chris. Thought they were going to go man for man. No, they're staying zone.
Doug Smith. 24 points for Doug.
Thing to do is get up there strong.
Houston mishandles the ball. Doug Smith dances to the front court.
Finish it off, Doug. Finish it off.
Doug Smith, 26 points. Make that 28.
He's feeling it right now.
Here's Doug Smith. Too hard on the line drive bank shot. Taken in by Crudup. Javon Crudup and
Point shooter.
So now the lead is 55-44 Missouri, and a foul. The basket counts. Doug Smith gets the basket and is Smith. There's Doug looking for the shot. Count it.
Boy, that's a patented Doug Smith move, isn't it? He's a Crudup for a freshman inside. I know in high school, I'm sure he's a shot blocker. And
oh, the give and go. Crudup to Warren. Nice catch by Crudup. He got it. Boy, is he strong. He got to Basmi Brown with the foul, his first. Warren makes the first of 2. He has 5 points.
And the crowd liked him.
They like the name.
Responded.
And they like that block shot a moment ago. Warren goes to where was the pass. Here comes Booker. Book it.
Boy, he did a nice job there of hesitating.
This is the Mizzou Sports Network. There's a nice play by Missouri, Gary.
Yeah, give and go. And watch Booker now go up right here. Instead of just putting it up, just kind of relax.
3 won't go, and on a line drive, Booker gets it. White takes it away.
Oh, good block.
Shot blocked and taking it down.
Here comes Smith right there. Look at him cap that shot on Brown. The port where you have a chance, you got to make those free throws to close out the game. Oh, big block by Crudup.
Crudup blocks the shot attempt of Kwame Brown. Reggie Smith to Warren. Count it.
And that's a nice pass, because what he does, he puts it ahead of the man to run under Warren, averaging 6.6 rebounds. Here's Brown. Here's Crudup coming across. They wanted the foul after the shot block. Dahlbeck right now. Look at him. He's pointing and he got fouled after the shot.
4 for 5 from the line tonight. 33. 2 free throws for Doug Smith.
Well, they feel like you're not going to foul, but if you're in a losing situation, what have you got to lose?
You have to foul.
Right.
2 shots for Doug. 35 for Doug Smith.
They're shooting this like I know they're in, and they are.
36.
For it, I told you.
Doug Smith.
Oh,
Heller for the jam.
Nice.
That's the game.
Job, Doug Smith.
Icing on the cake with Doug Smith, who scores 36 tonight, getting an assist on the last basket. The final score, Missouri 76, Bradley 60. This is the Mizzou Sports Network. For Gary Thompson, I'm John Rooney. And from all of us at SNI Sports Network, happy holidays, everybody. We'll see you back here on January.
It began the decade of the 90s, and it became the Andy Kaufman, Doug Smith show.
Look at Doug Smith. All left-handed. Oh, he made it. Smith is back. Kaufman penetrates, hangs, and scores.
Andy couldn't miss that night. I mean, he threw shots in from every place, and one of the outstanding individual performances that I think we've had.
Illinois, Missouri, you want to win that game. So it was a pretty special time. I just tried to go out and do the things that God gave me to do out on the basketball floor.
Doug Smith had good elbows. I think he sharpened, and he caught Kaufman.
Ooh, and he goes after Kaufman.
No, I can't recall that. I think that every game really was kind of physical because I wanted to win. I mean, that's just the way I played.
Knocked him up in the second row of the bleachers, but he just kept coming back.
He got up and wiped it off and came back, and he got hot, and he really started trying to take over inside and had the game of his life.
With 15 seconds left, Illinois redshirt freshman Tom Michael hit 2 free throws that clinched the 84-81 win. It was the Illini's record 8th straight victory in the series.
Missouri coach Norm Stewart has some woes too. His team is only 5-4. They are on NCAA probation. But Stewart has guard Anthony Peeler back, and his front line muscle man is doing great. Doug Smith averages 20 and 10. He must be stopped if Memphis State's to beat Mizzou.
Graham is steeped in tradition. They've won 7 Big 8 conferences here, but you see the record. Missouri has struggled.
Go. Smith will battle with Smith. Ernest against Doug, and Memphis State will stop. Pressure by the Tigers. Easily beaten. Smith.
Looks like Peeler.
And he makes that second one. Memphis State leads by 1. Crude up, kept it alive. Smith found Warren, and that's good passing there.
Real nice pass by Doug Smith.
Peeler's a big kid, 6'4". They got it to the freshman, and Crude up travels. A good. One came over in a hurry, but Doug Smith got that shot off. Smith had it knocked away by Perry. Peeler for 3. Yep. He's tough, and he can get hot. Peeler and Smith over McLaughlin got it to go. He is one tough cookie. He's got 6. There's the 3. He got it. Peeler's a great away. Here's a 2-on-1 fast break. Peeler finishes it.
Well, Billy Smith on the other end needs to take that jumper if he's open. The Memphis State Tigers rely on
from the line. Say 5-4 night from the line. Now he's 6 of 10 and now taking a 5-point lead. Make it 6.
Now Missouri comes out back to a 2-3 zone.
Crude up missed, and he took that ball right away from Nash.
Or in the paint area. They're not having to play exterior basketball, and Memphis State needs to maybe pick up.
He's a guard, but he gets 7.5 rebounds a game. And he makes a great play there. He's got 12 in this contest. And it's 24-15, 12 in this game, John. Kyle, half their points.
Well, as I told you, he's just a great athlete, and here you can see as he's driving the lane, it's not really a very good shot. He's pretty good defense, but just from his natural talent is able to kiss it off the glass.
Peeler stole it away. He goes against Madlock, and it's good. Peeler with 14 now in the lead. Warren from the corner. Yes, sir.
Warren's an exceptional shooter. He just
saved the Coleman. Warren snuck in and got it.
The crowd's definitely in the game now, Dave. Missouri's passing the ball very well. But as I was saying, Memphis State needs
to go in the half. You see the good look at the freshman Crude up from the line. He makes the first. Sloppy with the ball and turned it over a lot.
Yes, they have. They've already committed 12 turnovers.
Tries to save it and does to Smith. And great passing inside. Warren's got the bucket. Ernest Smith's got the foul. Oh, boy, this is
Smith sees Crude down low, and he passes over to Warren for the layup and the foul.
He shoots about 68% from the field. Missed that one, but Smith got the rebound, and he put it in. It's a 4-point. Been all over the board the last couple times down. Coleman from the free throw line. Yep.
Back.
They tried to go inside to Allen. It wasn't there. Peeler beats everybody down.
Well, once again, just bad pass. There you see Kelvin Allen posting up, but just a bad pass. They were able to deflect it and then got the fast break off and running. And Peeler knew what to do with it.
He's just the rest of the way.
I know the pro scouts are already taking notice of Anthony Peeler. A lot of them are coming in to see Doug Smith perform.
Booker, and he got it. This is a good passing team. They lost to Rutgers. Beat Texas Pan Am. 4 seconds. Ahead for Spiva. Spiva got it at the buzzer. Maybe that'll give you some momentum.
I think so. A great pass that time by Anthony Douglas. He spotted Spiva down through the nice lob. He's got it to go. Time ran out.
Go back to the Hearn Center on the campus of the university.
Smith got it. He's tough, and he gets the ball inside. Coleman gets that one.
He was able to draw the foul.
Smith from the wing. Yes, sir. 4.5, 12 in the game.
Dave, where a nice run by Memphis State could really get them back in the game. They're only down 12, and we've only
seen that shot now. Here comes Missouri on the break. Smith slammed it over.
Missouri, would you test the leg of Curry? That one wouldn't go. And it did. It's falling for Doug Smith now. Although they're 13 of 24 in the game now. 54%. The key. Smith got him up. He's having a whale of a half. He's got 10 in this. 6'9", 225. Got that one. Tigers in a hole. 59. Coleman with some heady board work. There's Smith again. Don't give him too many chances. Smith is the next 1 minutes and 14 seconds.
Look at Athletic Sox.
I don't know. You know, Davey Schwartz, as he is, where do you think he plays in the NBA? Small forward, big forward? Hasn't missed a free throw tonight either. He's an 80. Reggie Smith leaves it for Doug Smith, and that's a heck of a passing play there. Coleman hits the free throw.
Jump shot. He can try to take it all the way to the basket and draw the foul.
He's been preaching that to Smith for the last couple of weeks. Keeler all alone. And he doesn't miss when he's all alone.
So Vince Baiva and Crudup, they're really working hard. That time Crudup got the best of him.
And Smith with 5 in the game. 92-82, Doug Smith. Oh, is he strong or what?
He may play guard in the NBA, I'm not sure.
Saved by Missouri. 2 seconds. Hold it. At the buzzer. Makes it a 14-point final. 96-82. Missouri knocks off the Memphis State Tigers. Doug Smith, 29 points.
Games where 10,000 turned out. Here we go. Jeff Warren for Missouri. Jed Frost making his first start as a member of the share.
And you got to marvel that Norm Stewart could put a record together 12-7 with 13 different lineups. Able to win against Missouri, and they've got to do it off the press or transition. Oh, that's got to do a lot for Frost to come in his first point shooter in a Big 8 conference. He now has 100.
Here's Doug Smith moving in.
Nice pass. Oh, Booker. Was that something? I could see it from this angle. It was. Watch here, Smith turns and he sees the pass here. Look how he threads it right through the defender underneath with the bounce pass. Good play.
Back to live action. The Tigers beat the press. Warren inside. In heavy traffic, he scores it as he got inside Vanderbilt.
Just boldness and protect with Vanderbilt.
Doug Smith, touchdown. Here's Booker stepping up. Off-balance shot. Booker.
That was a beautiful play.
Now Doug Smith on the jumper. Too strong. There's Peeler for the putback.
That's what he's strong at. He gets around that board. He's so quick.
Colorado 10. We'll be right back on the Mizzou Sports Network. Jamal Coleman. That's for 2.
Basket by
shot. He'll take one and score it. He earned that one, didn't he?
He certainly did. Came back.
Colorado back to action with Booker missing. Warren inside with the putback. A rebound and a basket for Jeff Warren. He has 4. Doug Smith is in. Vandiver's guarding him. Smith with the jam as he got the drop step. Vandiver's claiming that Smith threw an elbow.
Can't cross court pass. There's the
Missouri Tigers. 27-22 on the Reggie Smith for Missouri. Just at the line, 1-1. Both teams over the limit in the first half. Inside for Smith. Here's Jamal Coleman altering his shot, getting it down anyway.
Tough shot.
Coleman strong from Missouri with Booker to the front court. Stops, pops, count it.
You know, this is where I think he's been more effective, is the up and down, keeping away from it.
Booker back into the front court, takes it all the way, got it! Basket and 1. Booker will go to the free throw line.
There's Booker, good change of pace down the middle, goes up. You see the defender right at the bottom of your feet. Move and slide in.
2% free throw shooter, looks for his 11th point. He ties the game at 31.
looking at the basket, lets fly, almost gets it.
Law with the miss, and time has run out. At the end of the first half, 11 for Melvin Booker for Missouri, 34 for Colorado, 31 for Missouri on the Mizzou Sport on the road so far. Trying to do that for the first time this season here tonight. Doug Smith with his first shot good.
That's the best medicine you're going to have.
He's looking for his 7th point, and now he'll look.
Cliff Mealy for 11th place in the all-time Big 8 score, and he has 1,941 points. Play. Oh, he got hacked.
He got hacked, no whistle. He scores it anyway.
Man, he
Jamal Coleman. A little quicker ball movement now from Missouri. Doug Smith scores it.
Nice catch of the ball. Doesn't come down with it, just catches to it. Oh, here's a wide open.
Coleman with the dunk, and it all started with a great play by Frost.
Frost making things happen. Frost does a good job coming from behind, and then Smith picks up the loose ball, and then they get the slam by Corin.
He'll give it up to Frost. There's Doug Smith. Over Vandiver. Count it.
See the little ball fake and look there by Smith.
Coleman from the baseline.
There, I like that. Coleman,
This is Booker. He doesn't look like a freshman anymore, does he, Gary? Here's Frost for 3.
Well, he's not afraid to shoot the ball. I think again, not up again.
Coleman will this time, and he wasn't tentative with that bank shot.
Shot, had to take it away from the defender. Both clubs really dropping inside. We see the zone by Colorado. Good pass.
Warren scores it.
That's why he leads his club in assists. In fact, Smith leads him about everything. Scoring, rebounding. That's right. That's right. Good pass down underneath, and a good job of Warren of going to the basket when he receives the ball.
Doug Smith over Vandiver.
He's got it going now.
Missouri's ball with a 2-point lead. Along with Gary Thompson, I'm John Rooney. Jed Frost way outside. Here's Doug Smith. Nice. He has 18 points, and his hometown is just 30 miles away in Denver. Great catch by Smith. He scores the basket.
They blew the whistle.
Back and back.
Yep.
Great catch for Doug Smith, and how did he score that?
Well, you summed it up right there. Great catch. Ball fake to the man, and then gets the pass over. I think you have a better chance of getting it in.
Reggie Smith trying to create something, and he does. That's his first bucket.
And that's his type of game. He likes to the inside and then the step through.
I was waiting for the whistle. Frost all the way in, and Frost scores it. That's the first basket in the last 3 minutes as Frost scores his 6th and 7th points.
Lawrence penetrate in.
And here's that play by Frost.
Comes in there, gets the roll off the board.
1:14 to go. Wise from the point. That's a 3. Wise has 17. Colorado. Doug Smith under pressure has another free throw coming and a chance. Oh my goodness.
Here. I mean, there's no way. Horton is trying his best to get there, and he makes a smart play of going across the...
Coming closer and closer, and Ron Stewart was asking the same question I was. Oh, Vandiver shoves off, doesn't get the basket. Coleman is fouled with 11 seconds to go. Vandiver has been getting away with that. That's the only problem, Gary, I have with basketball right now, that you don't get any calls in the last couple of minutes on the road. You just don't get them.
Look at Norm Stewart right there. He said you swallowed the whistle. The fortunate thing here was that who was that? Coleman was able to get in.
Coleman on the miss.
Foul.
And Doug Smith goes for the ball. Help ball. It's Missouri's ball. Missouri's ball with 8 seconds to go.
Colorado a chance to win it on a free throw line.
Anthony Peeler's in the game. There's Doug Smith with the miss. And Jed Frost has it. Throws it up in the hole.
Oh, would that have been something?
We have overtime. Colorado got careless and gave Missouri a chance to win in regulation. Overtime at Boulder. We're going to go to a break, and we'll show you that flurry in the last 8 seconds when we come back. We'll be right back to Boulder. Stay with us. Overtime is coming up. Smith to jump center with house guest. And Colorado wins the tip. There's Vandiver.
Officials, you're going to let the kids decide it at the end of the ball game.
There's Steve White.
But I don't believe in that. If you commit a foul with 4 seconds or 3 seconds.
A 1-and-1 for Doug Smith. The bonus for the senior, who has 20. Big 8 tournament last year, 32 points at Kansas City.
Advantage to Missouri now, as every shot after this on the free throw line will be 2 free throws. Missouri
recruiting. And he feels he's going to do a great job here. Here's Doug Smith. 27.
Brought Doug Smith up high that time.
Booker from the give and go. Counted.
Oh, nice pass, but a tough shot. Credit Booker for that one.
Second half, it comes in overtime.
Well, he kind of carried him in the first half. Maybe he poured the rest here.
Wise on the miss, and that's Horton with the rebound from Mizzou.
Oh, you don't want to float that pass.
Hunter has it for Colorado. A charge. Offensive foul.
There's no doubt about that call.
So Missouri does get a call here on the road, and that was so obvious.
Hunter just makes up his mind right here. There's a floating pass. You leave that wide open for the interception. Here's Hunter. He makes up his mind right here. He's going to go in. Defensive man just...
There's Peeler. He's in for Missouri.
Peeler, a 73% foul shooter, and also maybe Norm just want him to inbound the ball. That's the first thing you got to do.
Coming down to a half minute.
This could ice it.
There's Frost. He got the layup, and he'll go to the free throw line. House Guest with his 5th foul. He becomes the...
There's a long down-court pass. Frost running well. Gets it up. Good concentration. Lays it up, and House takes him out after the bucket goes...
Frost has 9.
That will be his career high. I think 7.
Jamal Coleman with another free throw. 13 for Coleman, 14 for Coleman. 67 away Colorado in a flurry. Walters loses the ball. Peeler just holds it as time runs out. That's it.
Big win for the Tigers.
Missouri wins in overtime. The Tigers are 13-7, 5-3 in the Big 8. The Buffaloes 12-8, 2-5 in the Big 8 Conference. 27 tonight for Doug Smith to lead Missouri. Coleman with 14, 13 for Melvin Booker. Our final 75-67. Missouri with the win over the Buffaloes. For Gary Thompson, I'm John Rooney saying good night.
In the state of Missouri, it's Doug Smith Day, as proclaimed by Governor John Ashcroft. And in ceremonies held just a moment ago, the governor made a presentation of that proclamation to the senior All-American Doug Smith.
Doug, on behalf of the people of this state, it's my pleasure to thank you very much for coming back to Missouri for your senior year, for the excitement that you've brought. For the excellence you've brought to the basketball court, and for the inspiration you've brought to the young people of this state by returning for your senior year of education. We thank you. We wish you the best of luck and God's richest blessings in your life.
And our congratulations to Doug Smith, receiving his plaque, the proclamation, alongside his Doug's mother. The lineups for tonight's game: Kevin Elton, Tower, and Smith to go up here, Gary.
I remember that Mark Dressler game. I remember sitting watching that down in Texas, and what a game he had. I think 13 out of 60.
Brooks Boyer, who's in the starting lineup, got a hand on that one. That's a 3. Melvin Booker puts the Tigers ahead by 1. 2 in the early going here in Columbia. With Gary Thompson, I'm John Rooney, and the Dean of Big 8 Coaches, Norm Stewart. In his 24th year at Mizzou, Degger Phelps is in his 20th year. Doug Smith inside for Heller. 5-2 Missouri. Chris Heller starting like he did it. Missouri by 1. A sellout crowd at the Hearn Center. Peeler for 3. Count it. Booker has a 3.
They'll really load up on Smith and Peeler and try and make the other guys beat him. And there's one of the guys
on the lean in, and he can do it.
For their last 5 losses, they've shot under 40%.
Heller for the dunk as he got inside that zone. Peelton, who commits the first Notre Dame foul. Peeler has scored 6 already.
Missouri 13-4 with Peeler in the lineup. 3-6 when he's not playing.
Now here come the Tigers. Doug Smith all the way. There it is, Gary.
Vintage Smith right there. That's what they want to do. You got to have some misses on this end so you can run.
Back the other way. Missouri makes it.
Lost his comb out on the. He jumped up and down. He lost his comb out of his pocket.
A 3 for Peeler. That's his second one tonight. And Anthony.
You see Digger
Jumping up and down, wanting the foul call. Good pass.
Inside, it's Warren. Jeff Warren scores his first basket. 23-14 Missouri.
Smith, unselfish, he's not forcing the shots. He's kicking it outside, and they're getting those outside shots down.
Book it.
The Tigers have ripped him for about 4 3-point goals. Nice pass.
Doug Smith inside for Jeff Warren.
See what he's doing now. He's doing
nice rebound inside by Warren. A one-hand rebound, and he scores it.
What a play. Did he suck that out of the air one-handed on that rebound and then put a 3 zone right now?
Booker for Doug Smith. Over Tower.
That's the patented Smith shot. Get it on the baseline, turn, and put it down.
And that's the half. The Missouri Tigers enjoy a 12-point lead. The Missouri fans are very, very grateful that Doug chose Missouri. And here's Doug Smith shooting to begin the second half, and Heller with a rebound.
Oh, what a pass!
Doug Smith with the dunk on the great behind the back, no look shot. Here come the Tigers in the running game. Doug Smith for Anthony Peeler. He's fouled.
Woo! I mean, have we seen a couple of plays here to start the second half?
The ball fly, but watch this.
His versatility almost loses the handle on it. Second assist, and then Peeler with another great move. And look at his
point play. He looks for his 15th point of the game. Counted.
Gets one the conventional way for a change.
Here's Heller. Inside for Jamal Coleman's turnaround. Counted.
Boy, good movement on the offensive end there by the Tigers. Well, the Tigers coming out sharp here at the start of the second half.
Doug Smith, showtime.
Boy, the crowd loves that.
Booker with the assist, and Doug Smith with the slam. 67. 61% field goal shooting, only 9 turnovers.
Oh.
And inside, the Tigers get another bucket. Heller has scored.
Coming down inside, watch this. Up underneath, here's Smith on the give-off right there. He slams it home.
Now here's the Heller basket after the pass by Doug Smith. Wide open for Heller. Taking it back. Anthony Peeler cut off by Tower and Ellery, and right there's Coleman.
Boy, they're attacking the middle of that zone.
Heller of the Tigers. Booker for Doug Smith, and there's Anthony Peeler.
I could read his mind. You just get to read him after you've seen him play. Well, you knew that as soon as it hit his hands, it was coming right back.
You knew he wouldn't shoot the ball, Gary. Right. Timeout. Missouri. And there's Doug Smith with the pass to the wide open Anthony Peeler. And here's the Tiger bench reaction. They love it over there.
But the inside game, or they get it from the outside.
There's Heller. Basket and one for Chris Heller on the miss by Peeler. Now Heller to the line, where he's 0 for 2 tonight. He does have 8 points. 9 points. Now Missouri can take its time. John Burns. Here's Booker. Burns is in the Tiger lineup. Booker hits a 3, his 3rd of the night. Record at Fordham. He took over the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame and has won 393 games. Burns hits a 3.
Oh, the crowd will love that.
Missouri.
Because they played solid basketball.
Boy, it was a complete half for Missouri. Doug Smith. Doug Smith for Anthony Peeler, and here come the running Tigers. Chris Heller has 11.
Again, not to overemphasize Smith, but credit to
pass by Smith, and then Peeler does the rest, finding Heller wide open.
And you see the mismatch down there on that end, and that's what set it up, was that pass. Still doubling down on Smith, and that leaves that shot open.
A 3 for team tonight. Give and go from Smith to Coleman. Count it. 6 for Coleman, maybe 7. He'll go to the line. 3-point play for Coleman. He has 7 that range.
Well, we've talked a lot about Booker here in the last couple 3 games, but that's exactly it. There it is again.
20 now for Peeler, and that's his 3rd 3-point basket. Anthony has had to
Irish from Notre Dame. They're getting all the loose balls.
With Carl Cozen for the Fighting Irish. Coleman has another one coming. Reggie Smith penetrates. Jamal Coleman scores it this time, Gary.
He finally gets it down. He's been struggling for 12 from that 3-point area this year. There's Peeler, and he's feeling it.
He sure is. 23 points for Peeler. Tonight for Missouri, Booker 12, 23 for Peeler, 10 for Coleman, 10 for Smith, 13 for Heller. We'll be right back on the Mizzou Sport. 43 to Missouri is Anthony Peeler. 25 for AP. And a steal by Jed Frost. Oliver Gibson couldn't find the middle. Alley-oop, Doug Smith one-handed. Wow, what a play.
He worked. He waved it off.
Oh, that's too bad. Take a look at this. This is great anyway.
Peeler is looking for him all the way. Peeler could make the basket, but he waits and puts it up. Oh, close.
Oh, that's really close. Doug Smith is running the court. He shoots for three.
Oh, he may come now. He may come. I don't know.
13 points for Doug Smith. And this place is going wild again.
Not a bad one to remember for your home game.
Joe Ross is fouled. The foul is on Doug Smith, who's being congratulated by his teammates. The fourth foul on Doug, but he caps off his home performance at Missouri with a three-point field goal. Doug Smith's last basket at Missouri.
He's had one in each of the last two games, and there he is, Mr. Smith.
John Burns back in. He has 3 points. Ross down. Fans are still standing, Gary.
Yeah. Well, it's a tribute to this young man here who came back, could have gone to the professional route, came back, played out his senior year, and has just done a magnificent
call for the blocking foul. Mizzou and Big 8 records have belonged to Doug Smith. Look at the list. 8th in Big 8 Conference career rebounding, 10th in career scoring, only the 3rd Big 8 Friday to play Iowa State at 1 o'clock. Frazier. Lamont Frazier's on the scoreboard. Wilkins. And in the volley, that's the game. Congratulations to Doug Smith, who finishes his home career at Missouri with 13 points, capping off his effort with a 3-point basket.
We thank you. We've taken good care of you, and we'll continue to do that, and we welcome you anytime at the University of Missouri. Doug, thank you. I want to present our athletic director, Dick Tamburo, who has some special remarks.
Thank you, Norm. You know, Doug, there's only so many things people can say about it. All the contributions you've meant to the University of Missouri in the athletic department, and it's with a great pleasure, with the recommendation of Coach Stewart, the approval of the Intercollegiate Athletic Board, and the endorsement of Chancellor Monroe, that we take this great honor and retire number 34 in your honor.
How about that, Gary?
That's just not a great feeling, and that I was fortunate to have that happen to me at Iowa State. You can't believe what's going through him right now. I'm feeling it myself right now. It brings back some feeling, and to see that happen for him, and there's something about an S here at Missouri with retired numbers. You've had Willie Smith and Sunvol Stepanovich. Stauffer, wasn't it? Stauffer.
Bill Stauffer, number 43.
Yeah.
So up in the rafters goes number 34. John Sunvold, number 20. Willie Smith, number 30. Now Doug Smith, number 34. Steve Stepanovich, number 40. Bill Stauffer, number 43. And I saw Sam Stepanovich over in the end zone just to our right before the game tonight. He still comes to a lot of ball games. Boy, those were great memories with those teams with John Sunvold and Steve Stepanovich. And it's only fitting tonight that Doug Smith has his number 34 jersey hanging in the rafters here at the Hearn Center. Now Doug Smith.
First of all, you know, I want to thank all the fans and Coach Daly, Coach Sunvold for sticking behind us, and Coach Stewart for recruiting me, Coach Daly, my mom, all my relatives, later for y'all. No, really, I want to thank all my teammates, you know, for the 4 years and the couple of guys that I played with 1 year. You know, I came back to have fun with these guys, and it's just been fun for me. And I just want to thank you all again. You know, we just got to go back and get them in the Big 8 tournament.
Kansas City's Kemper Arena. The Cyclones and the Tigers kicking off the 15th anniversary of the Phillips 66 Big 8 basketball tournament.
And it's by Missouri. Peeler and Smith must get off early.
All right, Coach. To their opponents, free throw shooting as a team 67.2. Missouri with the first. Booker bounce pass to Coleman. Coleman takes a little jumper and ties it up at 4. Here in the first 4.5 minutes. Doug Smith. And it goes, and he is fouled. The basket will count, and he'll go as the player of the year. And, of course, Byron Houston, also co-player of the year in the Big 8. Smith, 81% free job he's done. Peeler. What a move by Peeler.
Yeah, I thought he was off of him as he made the move.
And Booker to Peeler. Booker with a tapped up by Heller. Heller battles for it, puts it in. Heller, who has come on brilliantly in recent days.
Last 3 ball games has been their balance in their scoring.
Heller underneath. Heller got by Alexander. Doug Smith backing in, shoots over Dorfield and gets 2, and the score is tied at 17. Diller into Doug Smith. The double pump, turn, and score.
Well, they're really working to Smith, Alexander, and we talked about Thigpen getting off to a good start.
Doug Smith feeling it now. Smith hitting senior out of Mackenzie High School in Detroit, Michigan. 10 points for him now. Missouri player to ever score 40 points or more twice in his career. And 44 against Nebraska last Saturday. 84-54 over Notre Dame Monday night. Doug Smith. Oh, what a move by Smith. Gary, where did he find room to put that ball?
Well, the defense, well, this is a play earlier, is Smith taking it under and reversing it underneath. There, Doug Collins held Peeler to 4 points in the game at Iowa State in the second half. 2 of those were on a technical.
Doug Smith with a sensational move, banking it in.
Smith, he's seeing the basketball every time. Here's Coons, who does a good job of waiting. Now goes up and then gets him right on the arm right there, and Smith gets it off the glass.
If he makes this free throw. And he does. It's 28 all, 6:56 to play.
Reggie Smith, mainly a defender, and
goaltending call against Norman Brown. Warren, a 10-footer. Jeff Warren has 4 points.
And that might, as freshmen will do, they're inconsistent. He had a high of 18 against Kansas State.
Peeler hits the jumper. Tippett returns to the game, as well as Thigpen. Number 5% free throw shooter. Missouri has its biggest lead as Coleman has 4 points. I'm just going to say he's also the former head of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Did a great job with them for many years. Here's Peeler.
And Iowa State shot more at Iowa State. And in both cases, the teams won.
Boys jumper blocked. Doug Smith to Reggie Smith. The little freshman flies in there and gets 2.
Well, the defense backed off of him right there, and he was able to see the opening. He took points and 2 out of 3-point shots. And
Peeler's floater goes down.
Thigpen right now is gambling too much on defense. He's done that a couple.
Doug Smith along the baseline. 2 more for the All-American. Down to Coleman. Coleman making a move inside. Wouldn't go. Jeff Warren on the follow.
You know, again,
there's Reggie Smith with the steal. He drives. It won't go. There's Coleman. He scores it. Again, a follow shot. Rebound taken down. Coleman steals it away. It won't go in, and we're at halftime. Well, Collins had that ball stolen away from him, and the Tigers almost picked up 2 more. Halftime here at Kemper Arena. Gary Thompson with you here at half. 48-39, our Gillette halftime statistics. Want to send along some special greetings as we look at Javon Crudup there, the young freshman who is missed by Missouri, young man from Raytown. And, of course, he has that Heller and Peeler on the court for the Tigers. Heller wheeling inside. And it goes down for Chris Heller. Heller with the first points of this second. Smith shooting over Brown. Heller tapped that up. No, it won't go. Peeler's there. Anthony Peeler with a little garbage. Rebound stolen away. Turnover. Long pass for Coleman. Coleman goes in, waits, and scores. Good pace by Coleman that time to let the defender go by him. Pass off to Booker into Doug Smith. And Smith scores, and he's fouled. The foul charge to Bill.
But getting Smith deep inside again. He takes it up. The foul from behind gets a little bounce and in. But good shooters always seem to get that soft roll.
Doug Smith now with 20. Has 16. 57-43 Missouri. Doug Smith. And does it count? It does. The basket is good. And he'll go to the line. And Doug Smith, who's number 1.
Well, I said this at Iowa State. There's a one-on-one situation. When Doug Smith gets Victor Alexander out that far from the basket one-on-one, it's a mismatch. And I'll stand by that statement. 6'10", matching up another against a guy that his size.
24 points for Doug Smith.
You have to take it straight on.
Coleman in tight. He gets 2.
Tigers really will go rather than the foul also.
Coleman a little floater. Jamal Coleman, 4 points. 64-47 Missouri. Coleman, that's a 2 just inside the line.
Iowa State's Don Smith, and in scoring he moves up to 8th position, passing Mike Evans of Kansas State.
3-pointer for out front. Smith won't go, but it's Heller who is there. Heller following it up alertly. There's nearing the midway point of the second half. Coleman fires. Jamal Coleman.
Well, what precipitated that was he has those good soft hands.
24 points for Alexander. And with that basket by Smith.
Cut them down from getting inside and getting the good shots.
Warren is there. Warren, the right place at the right time.
That's responsible for turning things around, make it tough to get inside, and Smith hasn't handled the ball.
Jeff Warren got a pass, showed his quickness, got 2, fouled by Alexander. He'll have a chance for a 3-pointer.
Well, it's the support people many times. Here's Warren getting on the baseline. He's aggressive, takes it in, and goes it up and stuffs it. Big play. He had 6 first-half points off the bench.
Gary, big assist to Coleman there. He just found him, and he took it in there with his good quickness.
Iowa State's defense slow to
ball. Big 8 performer out of Litchfield, Michigan. And the 3-point play for Jeff Warren. It is 86.
Well, the zone had been effective against Smith. Now they go right to him. He takes it inside, but Johnny Orr, I guess, feeling that down, he's gonna. Johnny Orr looking for some offense. Collins has just been silent in this second half. At 7 the first half, has not scored. Missed the 2 opening free throws.
All with Justice Thigpen. Here we go. Woo!
Boy, and you know, Doug Smith in grabbing the rim almost popped that ball out of the
All-American here.
Well, here's Coleman with the steal, and the presence of mind there, the backhand flip, and Coleman reads, comes in here, and boom, and now you see where he hangs on and almost started to flip that ball out.
And now this from Bud Light.
Peeler with a string of 16 in a row, make it 17.
Come on, battle knee problems. He said yes inside of 3 minutes. Booker under, and Warren gets it to go.
Well, I bet Booker was wondering for a while.
Smith, and it goes down. And for the 11th time.
His dad's a high school coach there at Waverly Shellrock. Jay, I played with him in college. And
leaving there.
Not a happy one for Doug Smith, who did not score the second
afternoon. Long pass, Doug Smith. 2 more.
Well, they get the freshman right there.
Paul Coleman back out to Peeler. Paul Coleman back out to Peeler. And the jumper is good by the freshman Booker with 4 seconds left on the shot. And the clock continues to run. Missouri doesn't have to put it in. There it is. 97-81. Victor Alexander shaking hands with Norm Stewart. Johnny Orr coming down. He and Coach Stewart shaking hands. There'd been some rhetoric, especially from Coach Orr, about whether the Tigers should be here, as they are ineligible for the NCAA. But I kind of like what Roy Williams Williams said, the Kansas coach, this 7, the Iowa State Cyclones 81.
Basketball tournament. Yesterday, the Big 8 tournament kicked off with Missouri's Mr. Everything, senior All-American Doug Smith scoring 32 as the Tigers point to today's semifinal round. Oklahoma State's top gun, Byron Houston, provided the Cowboys with a 20-point performance on their way to the second round. Oklahoma State collides with Missouri, and it's coming up next.
Once again, welcome to the semifinal round of the Phillips 66 Big 8 basketball tournament. Today's first game matches the Missouri Tigers and the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Here are your starting lineups. For the Oklahoma State.
Tries to get it over Smith. Peeler outside, back to the attack. 2-on-2. Peeler right down the middle. And is the basket good? It is. And he's fouled by Derwin Alexander. Peeler with a chance for the three-point play.
Well, Eddie Sutton, I talked to him before the game. He says this is the guy, Peeler, that can be a difference maker in a ball game. You see the crossover dribble and then the good concentration, gets grabbed, but takes it up strong to the glass, gets two to the position. And Peeler is strong that way. He can penetrate and good at giving it off, and there's a good assist.
The assist from Doug Smith. Heller can go in. Booker. Doug Smith counters back with a big one. And boy, Coach Sutton is really hot along the sideline as they discuss whether it was a 3 or a 2. We'll try to show you.
Zetcher calls over Jim Harvey, and here it is. There's no doubt about that shot being a three-pointer, and Zetcher came up with the hands for the Tiger guards, 25-16, and they won handling.
Tigers on a 10-2 run, and Doug Smith a steal. Turnover, back it comes to Peeler. Stops and fires from 15. And Missouri's on fire here. They're up 17-9.
Well, the quickness.
And it's Booker who finally comes on with it for Missouri. Off it goes to Doug Smith for 2.
3 straight turnovers. Missouri capitalizes. Smith running the court well. A good job of getting the ball to him as he fills the lane. Oklahoma State won. Missouri, the third place team, but on field goal percentage defense, Missouri's ahead of Oklahoma State.
Jamal Coleman driving in and scoring. Booker looking in there for Doug Smith, gets it to him. Smith double team, doesn't make any difference.
No, because he turns to the baseline side and he takes that second defender out of play. Doug Smith right here, they come to double down and he turns to the baseline, which he takes him away from the defenders. Matias Sahlstrom trying to bother him, but he gets the shot down. And Doug
jumper over everything. Booker rebounds. 2-on-2. Booker. Oh, yes, the freshman out of Moss Point, Mississippi. He's playing.
Championship game of the Big 8 tourney as the Tigers of Missouri beat the 13th ranked Cornhuskers of Nebraska. Missouri reached the title game as the number 4 seed, beating Iowa State Friday afternoon, and then in double overtime, knocking off top-seeded Oklahoma State. Nebraska, the number 3 seed, and also win a double overtime, beating Oklahoma Friday night and then besting second-seeded Kansas. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Bender. Missouri is not eligible for NCAA postseason play. They're on probation, so this is their season. They're loose, they feel no pressure, and they'd like to close out the year with a record 5th Big 8 tourney title.
Peeler is a lefty who can knock down the long jumper, and he can drive to the basket. But he's also an excellent rebounder. As you see him just grabbing the rebound here, getting out in the open court, and getting the ball to one of the best finishers in college basketball, Doug Smith. Doug has been doing it the entire season. He's a very versatile player. He can run, he can put the ball on the floor and create different options for himself.
Straight 21 seasons. Since they've gone to this lineup, they have not lost. They are 5-0 since Norm Stewart selected these 5 guys to answer the starting tip of each game. The guy to watch, of course, is Smith and Peeler in the backcourt. And here's the dean of Big 8 coaches, storming Norman Stewart. And he is storming once again on the sidelines. Nebraska, who is the top seed, the home team, they're in white. Missouri in the gold. And it goes to Chris Heller. Here's the guy who's just been sensational, Anthony Peeler.
From the perimeter, they think that they can be effective in this game plan.
They'll use a 1-3-1 before the day is over as Booker gets the Tigers on the board. It's all even at 2. They're letting him shoot from out there. Reed hustles the boards, rejected by Jamal Coleman.
And that was excellent help defense from the weak side.
Coleman inside to Smith. He's deadly. He extends that jump shot so high it's unblocked, but it worked to that particular occasion. 5-4 lead. Smith from outside. Don't think he can't stroke a 3.
He is such a versatile player, and he's really incorporated the three-point. Wouldn't have went back after that ball.
It's all even at 7. Smith again. He's going to fire from out there until they respect him.
And that's what makes him such a deadly player. Then you have to step up your defense, and he
set down. They had debated, Cheryl, about starting Hayes instead of Moody, but now they've made the change.
Well, this is a good change because what's going to happen is Nebraska is an average height. And then once they get in and slap in this 1-3-1 zone, which we're hoping they do, you'll see this team cover a lot of area.
Peeler, you would think, could go right at this zone. There's a very tough catch, and Smith pulled it off.
That was an excellent pass. Good floating movement by Doug Smith on the baseline.
So Doug Smith often moving very effective. Nebraska was 12th in the nation. So they are tough on the board. Coleman for the baseline. 2-point lead with Illinois. St. Joseph's, same high school again as Isaiah Thomas. Has Booker on the move. Booker hurt his ankle a little bit. He's going to be all right, but he's limp. Booker out of Moss Point, Mississippi, where he was a Mississippi Player of the Year. Smith backing in on Farmer. You cannot stop him there, but he can't block that shot.
You really can't, because once
he'll be a lottery pick this year in the NBA. Off to Anthony Peeler, will be a #1 pick next year, and Missouri got out on the transition.
Anthony Peeler, number 44.
Right out of zone sometimes. He'll try to drive right into the gaps. Coleman, nice positioning. Distribute the ball well. They get 2 more. He sees Peeler. Peeler tried to load it up, couldn't find the handle in time. But Booker from 3. All of a sudden, a 7-point lead.
Missouri needs to keep moving the ball and get the ball at the free throw line. That's where it's open as Coleman goes in.
Heller with the follow tip. He is really good at that around the basket. Good rebound by Coleman. And now Coleman and Farmer get into it. Rick Wolkow, the official, separates him. A foul was called. Foul is on Farmer. This tournament in '89. He's the 3rd player in Big 8 history, along with Danny Manning and Wayman Tisdale, at 2,000 points and 1,000 rebounds. Now, that may not mean a lot, but that is an outstanding. Jeff Warren checks in. He's a finalist for the Basketball Writers Player of the Year Award, 1 of 10. Player, their floor general, and here is a guy who has 1 more year, and everybody says a year from now they'll be talking about him being a lottery pick. All Big 8 a year ago, but as we mentioned, didn't join the team until December 22nd due to grades, and he's worked his way back into the lineup. In fact, Peeler, no foul, and blocked by King. King very quick and active. Baseline it goes, and Warren on a beautiful pass from Peeler.
Peeler staying with the basket.
5-0 for Norm Stewart. Boy, they put it together when they needed to down the stretch. 35-27, Dunn's side getting those second chance points. That's one of the strengths of their game all year long.
Nebraska's going to continue to get those easy baskets down low because Missouri's playing behind them defensively.
Peeler on 2 shots has been way short, but Smith reloads it. Peeler might be a little tired. However, he's one of those, and he was floating from side to side, didn't position himself well. Up it comes to Smith. Look at that move. Boy, can he run.
He can run the floor, but that was all made.
Reed tries to get it. Coming out of there is Warren. Warren gets it out to Peeler. Peeler all the way. So Missouri, after having to tie it up, has spurted ahead. It's a Bex. Who's going to win this time, Cheryl?
Boy, that's going to be a battle. I think I have to go with Arkansas this time around.
Kind of a home. Smith now in this game is perfect from the line, and he has 19 points. 4 of 4 from the stripe. Peeler jumps inside. Doesn't get the roll. King tries to come down. Peeler reloads it again and got it. Boy, they're doing a good job on the offensive board.
Peeler took it right to the 7th.
Like to cut it again. They had it tied up at 36 at one time. Farmer, desperation shot, and that's going to do it. So the first half here at the Big 8 tourney title is now history. And Missouri enjoying a 5-point lead at halftime. Stay with us for our halftime show. As at the line is Smith. As we mentioned, just an outstanding free throw shooter. 80.
You know, I don't think there is, because he's passing the ball very well. He's, like I said, he can come down.
A superstar, and another year yet for Missouri. He has 2 shots coming. Hiatkowski just checked in for Nebraska. Hiatkowski, by the way, was 0 for 4 in that first game. 30 years of coaching, 24 of those at Missouri. So Peeler has given Missouri a 1-point lead. Booker. Smith follows. He is so good around that basket. He just and now continues to play very well. 8 points for Scales, 55 play, and we're giving him the minutes, and he's converted well. That being Jamal Coleman.
Well, he's really developed into a team player when he first came.
His team, not only the Big 8, but the entire country. First time they've been ranked in 12 years. Booker from 3. That now will be Peeler. Into Smith. Hayes almost picked up his 3rd foul. Nice high-low look as they get it inside to Warren.
Doug Smith sees the floor so well. He's always looking for a team.
Booker, he'll continue to fire against the zone, and he hits another 3. That could get him out of that zone.
Booker's doing a very good job of moving.
9, not happy. Smith hit 2 big free throws with 2.8 seconds left yesterday to pull out a win. He was 5 of 6 for the day, and he hit those like it was nothing. Peeler will duck in. Get it. He just hangs in the air. Smith turn around, rattles it out. Warren inside. That's what he does best. Owens commits a foul, and Warren horses it in. A blue collar outside, and there they go to that zone again. Now they're in that 1-3-1 with Scales on the baseline. Smith. I would say that was impressive. You're not going to hold your breath for that, are you?
Oh, no.
Smith, deadly from the line. Farmer, the pass to Scales, partially blocked by Chris Heller. Good job. Possibilities for this Missouri team. He's very good inside. He needs to get a little stronger. But he's been the guy, the final his defense all the way out to the center circle. Booker, they leave him open. Another 3. What a story he has been today. 16 points for this message and a word from our ABC stations. Heller's got it. Off to Heller again. And he gets this one.
Heller went up for that as Nebraska with their size.
At the line is Coleman. He gets 77-75. 10 points thus far for Coleman, now with 11. Learn something every day, right?
Okay.
Coleman with 12 points now. 8. After missing those 2, he now has hit 4 in a row. 5-point lead for the Tigers. Boy, the Tigers have been shooting so well from the line in this tournament. He had 32 points in the first game. He had 29 in the second game, and now 29 today. Nebraska has all 3 of theirs. That 3-pointer by Bo Reed. Smith is 10 of 12 from the line. 29 points, now 30. Has 16, 13 for Coleman. Look at this. Danny Manning, 89 points, had the record until today, and Doug Smith surpasses him. And I'll tell you, those 2 guys will be going nose to nose next year in the NBA. 83-78. Peeler got it. A 3. The clock was running down, the shot clock, and he nails it.
Was that a big 3-pointer by Peeler? Peeler, as he squares up behind the 3-point and knocks down the tray, his first 3-pointer
Reach in on Peeler. Bo Reed will commit the foul. And now Hayes and Peeler exchanging some pleasantries. 2 shots now as they have 10 team fouls. Peeler 5 of 5 from the free throw line. You know, it's Turney before missing 4 of them yesterday. Dead center. And a big lead now of 8 points. Our director, Doug Schmidt, our technical director, Patrick McManus, our associate director, James, and the Big 8 office does in this tournament. It's been sold out for months, and no one has been disappointed in this tournament. A loss, but look at this. They are now 26-7, a school record for wins. Last year, Cheryl, Danny Nee's team was 10-18 and 89 the 2 previous games.
You know, you can say all you want about his athletic ability. Doug Smith is a tremendous individual. He's a great person, great human being, has really made his stock go up by staying in school and getting that degree.
And he's tried to have very good decorum on the Moody, and Moody will follow. He gets it, and that should do it. Unless we have another foul, and it's over. Norm Stewart with his 572nd win of his career. 208th in conference play. The final, Missouri 90, Nebraska 82. For Cheryl Miller, I'm Gary Bender. So long from